We are coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle, Accra. We are also live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Now, enumerators have commenced counting of all persons today as part of the 2021 Population and Housing Census. They worked throughout the night to count the first category of persons made up of outdoor sleepers and travelers. Speaking at an event to mark the census night, government statistician Professor Samuel Kobinainim said enumerators have so far been successful in doing their work. He listed boundary disputes and lack of cooperation on the part of some persons who do not see the relevance of the census as challenges. Maxwell Agbagba was with the team. Here's his report. We'll bring you that shortly because we have to take you to Pantang, where staff of the Pantang hospital have hit the streets this morning protesting what they say is government's failure to deal with encroachment on the hospital lands. They say that the activities of land guards have been affecting their work and they fear for their lives. As you can see the live visuals there, some of them clad in red. Manuel Kranting will be joining us shortly with details, but you can see there some of them also holding placards in their hospital scraps. You can see a doctor whose name is labeled on his shirt there. You can also see some really upset health workers. So once we get Manuel, he'll be able to describe more to us what's happening. We can also see the police there. As you know, with events like this, you definitely need the police's presence. So if Manuel can hear me, Manuel, tell us what's happening at Pantang this morning.
Yes, Bennett, so what you can currently see in your shots are some of the aggrieved health workers with the Pantang government hospital. Well, they are today up in arms on the streets of the Pantang area, demanding immediate government action, essentially on the state of land at that particular hospital. Well, for years now, they have been besieging government and in fact asking that government clears encroachers and other private developers who have now taken over the major part of the land, exposing them to risk of attacks from some, they say, land guards, etc. Dr. Alex is one of their leaders. Dr. Alex, exactly what is your demand this morning?
All right, so this is no new demand. We are saying that we are fleeing from our unsafe work environment. About a year ago, we wrote to so many stakeholders. We wrote to the Ministry of Health, Mental Health Authority, the Speaker of Parliament, the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. We copied our MP, and the list goes on. We've written even to the presidency, you name it. We wrote about this same issue about our unsafe work environment. We got to the climax when we picked up a bullet from the psychiatric OPD. We felt that it was enough. Our lives were at stake. We all have families, and we think that if our employer who owes us a duty to provide us a safe work environment cannot do that, then we can't stay in this safe and unsafe environment anymore. So we had meetings, and we agreed with the Ministry of Health to wall the hospital, to provide a police post with policemen constantly there 24-hour service, to clear all the slums that were developing within the hospital, and to clear all the strange private developers that were building within the hospital and the frontage of the hospital. These were the things we discussed, and we came to a consensus, and we have paper evidence of all these discussions we had with the stakeholders.
We know that the health minister, when he was being vetted in Parliament, spoke about this. He said that they were actually going to court to seek court orders to clear them. I don't know if you have engaged the Ministry of Health just yet.
We've had so many meetings with them, and we as unions are saying that we've had enough of the meetings. Now we don't want meetings anymore. We want to see the wall built, and we want to see the slums cleared. What we want is action. Until our work environment is made safe, we are fleeing from our unsafe work environment. It's as simple as that. The last time the war was started, so we resumed work. And what happened? It stopped just when we resumed work. Now we are saying that until the wall is about 80% through, we are not coming back to our unsafe work environment.
What happens to your patients? I mean, I know that a lot of patients are on admission currently. Now that you're on the street, what's happening to them and what's going to happen after you've left the streets?
So we are very concerned about our patients. Now all that we are fighting for is not just for ourselves, but we have our patients at heart. If you hear gunshots at night, it affects our patients. These are some people with various forms of disorders, panic disorders, anxiety disorders. You hear these gunshots and then it affects these patients and even ourselves and our families psychologically. So we are saying that we are fighting for this not just for ourselves, but for our patients, for the nursing students, for the basic school students, and all the people that use the premise. So this is not just for ourselves. Unfortunately, the patients have to bear the brunt for the inactions of the Ministry of Health. As it stands, we are withdrawing completely from our unsafe work environment.
You're withdrawing your services completely?
If management cannot take care of their clients, they will have to discharge them. We as unions have made our decision, and we've written to all the necessary stakeholders to inform them.
And that's Dr. Alex Owusu. He's one of the doctors at the Pantang Hospital, explaining to me and breaking down really their demands this particular morning. And so you just heard him, Ben, say that they have withdrawn all their services forthwith. And if management of the facility is not able to take care of them in their absence, they can go ahead and discharge them. But for them, they are not going back to their duty post. So which particular departments in the hospital are going to be affected by this particular,
all the departments, the psychiatric OPD, the medical OPD, the dental unit, the eye unit, and all the units. So for now, the only people we are considering are the chronic wards, which we are allowing for about a week or two, and then the similar action will be extended to the chronic wards. When I say the chronic wards, I'm referring to the patients who have no families, who have been picked from the streets with various forms of mental illness, who have been our clients for as far back as we can recall. We can't trace them to any families. If you are pushed to it, then services will be withdrawn from those chronic patients as well.
Well, this is not the very first time that you are withdrawing your services. In 2017, you did the same thing. In 2020, you did the same thing. Well, it has not really resulted in what you're looking for. This is just punishing your clients, your patients, no?
Okay, so that is why we decided to do something different here. The previous years, we decided to go in a tapered fashion. We decided to move from the OPDs, then gradually to the wards, gradually to the chronic areas. But now we are doing it all at a go. We are saying
all at a go.
We are saying that we want to do something different to achieve the desired results. And we keep stressing on the fact that nobody has any selfish interest. We are all concerned about our clients and our families, and to provide a safe work environment. As simple as that.
Now that's Dr. Alex Owusu. He's one of the doctors at the Pantang Government Hospital. I'm leading the charge really this morning to get the workers at the Pantang Government Hospital to hit the streets and press home their demands. Oh, you're saying what? Government should act now?
Or lose your workers, that's all.
They should act now or lose
their workers, that's all.
But we've seen that the wall has begun, the construction of the wall has begun.
It's been long. They have to continue. It's been so many years they started this war, and it's still there. It's at cake. They should fix it now or lose their workers, that's all.
Fix it now or lose the workers, a charge of some of the workers. Say again.
Mr. President must demarcate the Pantang Hospital now.
Yes.
We are running away for our dear life from Langas. And he must demarcate the Pantang Hospital now. The Pantang Hospital has documents as a Pantang Hospital.
Yes.
We want it now.
Yes.
And we want the hospital to be demarcated and walled.
Yes.
Now. Or no way. Our lives must be saved.
So you're hearing the workers shouting on top of their voices, calling on government to act now to get the lands at the Pantang Government Hospital demarcated and properly walled to protect them from external attacks.
Manuel Cranting, they're joining us from Pantang, where workers of the Pantang Government Hospital are on the streets this morning. Their plea is simple for proper demarcation of the hospital's lands to avoid or to stop the encroachment of the land and also to stop the activities of land guards. We'll bring you more on this in subsequent bulletins.